All right, folks, there's the star of the channel. Bean, Bean, what you doing, buddy? Look here. All right, folks, y'all saw the star of the show. What we're going to talk about is 4 gadgets that I think you need. Let's say you need for your car. One is going to be controversial. The other 3 are pretty good gadgets that you're going to want for your car. So let's get into it. All right, so we're going to talk about these 4 gadgets in reverse order on lowest to my number 1, right? So starting with number 4, and this is going to be the most controversial one because several of us have not really talked bad about this gadget, but it's got a specific purpose for a specific setup. And it works for that. It works for the purpose that it was built for, and that's a throttle response. I'll call it a gadget. Being we're talking about gadgets, so a throttle response gadget. So whether you go with sprint booster, roar pedal, I would shy away from pedal commander. People with specifically with Hemis have had issues with the pedal commander, so I'd probably shy away from the pedal commander, but there's numerous other ones out there, and they all do the same thing. You've probably seen the 50 videos, the 50 videos that are out there on these throttle response things. They 100% do exactly what they tell you they're going to do. And specifically what I'm talking about is naturally aspirated and stock cars. So if you plan on keeping your car stock and you want your car to have a little bit more punch, or it will make it feel more punchier, throttle response gadget is definitely the thing for you. They work. They make your car a whole lot more fun. I used one for several years, even after I was tuned and had my performance upgrades. I still used my sprint booster and had a lot of fun with it. Now, your tuner can boost your throttle response quite a bit, but these things are over the top. So that's number 4, throttle response gadget. Going on to number 3. Number 3, especially if you're going to modify your car and you're going to get your car tuned, you're going to want a separate scanner to scan your car for codes. Yes, so HP tuners will scan for codes, Diablo will scan for codes, Taser will scan for codes. But they really only give you kind of limited information. HP tuners may give you a little bit more, but a third-party scanner, separate and distinct from any of those 3 that I just gave you, that gives you additional information. So a mid-tier scanner, and they range from $100 to several $1,000s if you want to go to the high-end stuff like a Snap-on or something like that. Those are several thousands, if not over $10,000 for some of those scanners. You don't need one of those top-end scanners. You need one of those mid-range scanners that's going to give you a little bit more information than here's the code, here's the abbreviation for the code, and here's how to clear it. It's nice having that scanner to give you some additional information, additional troubleshooting information as well, right? excuse me, it'll give you a little bit of troubleshooting information as well. So that's why I have one of those mid-range scanners. They're definitely helpful as a diagnostic tool, and if you have HP tuners, it's a lot easier clearing codes with one of those third-party scanners than it is dragging out your laptop, taking it out to the car, and resetting the codes on your car. Now the Diablo, the Diablo is pretty easy to scan for codes and clear codes, but like I said, it just doesn't give you that extra information that one of the mid-range scanners can give you. So that's my number 3 is a scanner. My number two is a Draggy. I love my Draggy. Draggies are awesome. They really are. And I use it for a multitude of things. Y'all see them in my videos, every race video, every time I go down the track, you see my Draggy videos. Except for when the Draggy was acting up and the time I had to wait to get a new one. But the Draggies are an absolutely 100% useful tool to help let you know where your car is. Especially if you don't have a track nearby and you want to do some stuff on a safe and clear side street, you can use a Draggy. My Draggy is literally 0.05 of a second off. That's usually where it's about half a tenth. My Draggy is off. So my Draggy is super close, and it's only 1 or 2 mile an hour off on the trap speed. So Draggies are a great tool that are pretty accurate. Now they did make some new updates for 22, the 2022 version. I don't know how much better it is and what other things they've added. You'll have to go to the Draggy website and look those up. But a Draggy is a great little gadget to have, especially if you don't have a track in your area and you've got some safe place to do some of your driving, and get you 0 to 60 times, 60 to 130 times, quarter mile times, 1/8 mile times, and you also get the trap speeds with both of those. It'll tell you whether you're going uphill or downhill. It tells you a lot of information. So Draggy is a great gadget, great tool to have in your tool bag. And my number 1 gadget to have for the car is a Taser. Now I know some of you guys have Scat packs and Hellcats, and you have some of that technology that's built into the Taser, but in my opinion, the Taser makes some of those things easier. So like the line lock to do burnouts with, makes it easier. You can order the little buttons. You can just push a button and do your thing, or it's just 2 buttons on the steering wheel to do your line lock. Vice going through some of the nitnoid stuff, you have to go through the onboard in-car the in-car stuff. The Taser also give you codes. The Taser, pretty sure, you have to double check on me, pretty sure they can actually clear codes as well. You can change your splash screens in the beginning. You can get, if you don't have SRT pages, it gives you SRT pages. It gives you light shows. It gives you, the burnout feature. I personally have the burnout box. If it were me to do over again, I would have just spent the extra $50, $75 and got the full Taser and got the full functionality of the Taser. I think the burnout box is geared toward those folks with the Scats and the 392s and the Hellcats that already have the SRT pages and things like that. So I think that's kind of the sweet spot for the burnout box. But definitely a Taser is my #1 gadget for you to have for your car. There's just so much functionality within the Taser that it's well worth. I know the last I looked at them a year or two ago, they were right around $300. But they are 100% well worth it. And it's my #1 gadget to have for your car. So on a side note, one thing you may want to look into, especially if you're going to tune your car and you're going to have a Taser, you definitely want to look into getting an OBD2 splitter, so you have 2 OBD ports, vice just one. I have a splitter on mine. I have my burnout box on one, and I have my HP tuners MPVI2 in the other one. So that's not a gadget, but it's something you want to look into if you do get a Taser, or you do start tuning your car and have a Taser. You're definitely going to need a splitter, so you can have both hooked up at the same time. But hey, that's my top 4 gadgets to have for your car. Like them or not, I like to hear your comments. And if you got another gadget that I didn't put on the list, we could put it in. You can put it in the comments. I may do a quick update and say, hey, now I've got 5 or 6 gadgets, and just rearrange the order a little bit. But love to hear your comments down below. And I appreciate everyone taking the time out of their day to watch these videos. I know sometimes, you know, watching some of those ads is painful, but I definitely appreciate if you are watching those ads. And if you're, you know, subscribed to YouTube, you don't have to watch those ads. And I do get a tidbit from those that are signed up for YouTube Premium. And there's other ways to support the channel as well. You can become a member. I put this out before. I don't do anything special for members. It's just a way to help support the channel and help support the build for Shake and Bake. The other one is super thanks. So you see that down below there with all the other buttons. You can do a super thanks. You can put in as much as you want. Do whatever you can to help support the channel, help support the build, if that's something you want to do. If not, that's absolutely 100% fine as well. I just appreciate y'all taking your time to watch the videos. But if you are stopping in for the first time, hey, check out the rest of the channel. If you like what's going on, do me them few things: like, subscribe, smash the bell, shoot me a comment, share it on your social media. I'll appreciate it. Shake and Bake definitely appreciates it, because every red penny that goes in that I make from YouTube goes right back into Shake and Bake in some shape or form. But that's going to do it for this one, folks. Until next time, adios.